Marc Marquez is focused on crossing the finish line at the Indonesian MotoGP. With forecasts predicting rain for the event, Marquez, known for his skill in wet conditions, could pull off a surprise. Meanwhile, Bagnaia is eager to reclaim the top spot and relive his winning moment at Mandalika. It's shaping up to be an exciting race. Let's dive into the action and stay tuned until the end. The circuit that joined the MotoGP calendar in 2022 initially faced heavy criticism due to the poor quality of the asphalt. A bit of rain helped clear the dust and dirt off the track, but the early backlash was addressed with consistent improvements. By the second year of hosting the MotoGP event, the track had been resurfaced, shifting riders' opinions for the better. The negative impressions slowly faded away. However, new challenges emerged for the riders. Intense heat throughout the race weekend posed a significant test for the tyres. The track itself is relatively short, requiring bikes to remain leaned over for much of the lap, which increases tyre wear, especially on the still dusty surface. Mandalika is known for being a fast circuit, with some sections highly favoured by riders, but it puts a heavy demand on tyres due to the sustained sidewall usage. The average speed ranks among the top 10 of the season, and the hot weather conditions make it even tougher. This weekend, the Meteorology, Climatology and Geophysics Agency, BMKG, forecast light to moderate rain. Miguel Oliveira, the first ever winner of the Indonesian MotoGP in wet conditions, has a solid chance of finishing at the front again, despite Aprilia RSGP's competitive struggles. Marc Marquez, known for excelling in wet conditions, could be a wild card. Moreover, his recent victories with Gresini Racing at Aragon and San Marino show he's back in form. Francesco Bagnaia, the winner of the 2024 race held in scorching conditions, is determined to stay on top of the podium. Sitting 24 points behind the championship leader Jorge Martin, Bagnaia needs a victory to stay in contention for the title. Gresini rider Marc Marquez is setting realistic goals for the upcoming Indonesian MotoGP, which will take place at the Mandalika Circuit from September 27th to 29th. Although the Spaniard has celebrated victories at 16 of the 19 tracks featured on the 2024 MotoGP calendar, Indonesia remains one of the few circuits where he has yet to secure a win. Despite earning podium finishes at 2 of the remaining 3 circuits, Portugal and Austria, Marquez still hasn't seen the checkered flag in Indonesia. Part of the reason for this is that MotoGP has only been held at the Lombok-based Mandalika Circuit twice so far. However, Marquez's history there hasn't been kind. He has only managed to complete 7 laps across the 2 races hosted at the venue. His bad luck at Mandalika began in 2022 when a brutal crash during Sunday morning's warm-up session forced him to withdraw from the inaugural Indonesian Grand Prix. His misfortune carried into 2023 when he crashed out early in both the sprint and main race, unable to finish either. Despite these setbacks, Marquez has a dedicated following among local fans in Indonesia, and he's eager to deliver a performance worthy of their support in 2024. As he continues his strong run with Gresini Racing, having clinched victory in 2 of the last 3 races aboard the Ducati GP23, he heads to Mandalika optimistic about improving his previous results. Reflecting on the upcoming race, Marquez acknowledged the challenge but remains focused on a solid finish. "It's going to be interesting to see where we stand here," Marquez said. "I've never finished a race in Indonesia because in 2022 I had that big crash in warm-up, so I'm curious to see what our level will be with the Ducati. It's a track I enjoy, though it's not one of my absolute favorites. Still, I'm looking forward to the race. The goal is to aim for the top 4 or 5. Currently sitting in 4th place in the overall standings, Marquez is well positioned as the season enters its final stages. Although he trails championship leader Jorge Martin by 60 points, he remains focused on closing the season on a high note. When asked if he still considers himself a title contender, the number 93 rider kept his response humble. "I've already met my goal for this season," he said, when asked if he would shift strategies in the final 6 rounds. "For me, it's about enjoying the remaining races. That's the key." Looking ahead, Marquez is also gearing up for a major career move as he will join the factory Ducati team alongside reigning champion Francesco Bagnaia next season. However, for now, his attention remains on Mandalika, where he hopes to finally conquer one of the few tracks that have eluded him thus far. Bagnaia determined to return to the podium at Mandalika. In the 2023 Mandalika race, Bagnaia delivered an impressive performance, winning after starting from the middle of the grid. His victory narrowed Jorge Martin's previously wide-open lead in the World Championship race. Heading into this year's race in Indonesia, the Ducati course rider trails Jorge Martin by 24 points. The championship battle between the two Desmosedici GP24 riders remains tight. Bagnaia is hopeful for a smooth weekend from practice sessions to race day. Last year wasn't the ideal weekend at first. I struggled a bit and started from P13, but on Sunday we made key changes that allowed me to win. It was an incredible race, Bagnaia said during the Shell Advance and Ducati Course Technical Partnership press conference in Jakarta. For this season, I hope to start the weekend on a better note. I love the track layout. Fast and flowing with quick corners which suit my style. We're ready to fight for a top 3 finish. The reigning MotoGP champion emphasized that Mandalika always feels special, both on and off the track. Racing here is always positive. We've left Misano behind and are fully focused on Mandalika. The passion and warmth of Indonesian fans make racing here unique. Bagnaia acknowledges the challenges of the Mandalika race, including unpredictable weather, high temperatures and varying track conditions, but he's confident that his team is ready. We're prepared for anything and will work hard to be fast right from the start. He also highlighted some of his favorite aspects of the Mandalika Circuit, particularly the scenic ride and the thrill of Sector 2, where he can push his bike to its limits. Racing in such a beautiful setting with a sea view is amazing. My best memory there is last year's win, especially after crashing in Barcelona. That victory was a huge motivator for me. The atmosphere here reminds me a bit of Phillip Island in Australia, where you have the sea view after the straight, but it's way too cold there compared to here, he added with a smile. However, Bagnaia noted a couple of challenges with the Mandalika track. The last 2 corners are tricky. The long turn makes it hard to brake without overleaning, and the final corner is too narrow and sharp, he concluded. Hey MotoGP fans, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with all the latest action.